Hey, what's up everyone? So just the other day I sent a screenshot and I alerted Neo in my chat room before the trade actually triggered. And then after a few minutes, the stock broke out of the trend and it was a perfect shorting opportunity which I took. Okay, shorted right here and then the stock just completely went down and just completely crashed. Now I have made tons of trend break videos on this channel, but this one is a little different because instead of buying here, we sell, aka short the stock to make money. And we are currently in a correction or a bear market, so shorting is an absolute must skill to have as a trader. So in this video, I'm going to be doing a live trade recording and an analysis of my trade that I took and why I alerted and took this trade and where to enter and put your stop loss and take profits. And then finally, which is very close to my heart, is tips on how to control emotions while you are in a trade, because obviously when you have money in line, it's really hard to enter, press the trigger, and then once you press the trigger, take a loss when you're wrong, and then also when to take profits, take early or take late. So I'm going to talk about that as well. And then also how to subscribe and smash that like button. All right, guys. So without further ado, let's look into it. All right. So this is the live video recording of that trade that was happening live at the moment. Now, before I get started on the video, let's just talk about the trade setup first. So right here, notice here, this is the trend that was forming right here. And I sent a screenshot to you guys drawing the exact trend. And as soon as it break out, that's where we short. Okay. Now, why I thought this was a good trend. The reason why was because notice here the stock broke down here in the morning. Okay, so let's just clean it up real quick. Let's just understand the setup here. So notice here, this is a pre-market level that I had this drawn, which is also the same resistance from the day before on the 5-minute chart. And notice here the daily chart has been just continuously downtrending. So what that means is that when the stock goes down and it comes back up again, eventually is going to continue down because the overall trend is downward. Because on the daily chart, which is the daily chart right here, notice here how the stock has been just continuously going down, which means a lot of people are in red. So a lot of people are emotional. When a lot of people are emotional, the stock continues to go down, they freak out and they sell, which causes the stock to go down further. Not to mention the market has been in a continuously bear market for the last 2 weeks. So it's a selling mode right now. Okay, so now that we understand that there's a clear resistance up on top and there's a trend break forming, so if this trend does break, the stock is going to continue down because all the charts are aligning at the exact same time and they're showing that it's forming a bearish pattern. Bearish pattern is a flag, which is a flag right here, and then flag, notice, and then once the stock breaks down, it goes down further away. Now let's say this market was a bull market, this likely wouldn't be a really good trade, but the fact that the market is going down lately, this is a great trade. Okay, so that's keep in mind. Now that we understand that setup, let's look at here what's going on and how you could have taken advantage of it, because I just pretty much did all the work. I sent the screenshot, I alerted this Neo, everything was ready before the trade even happened. So if you were only watching and knew exactly what to do, you would have been able to make money of it. Okay, and make a lot of money, basically a lot of money on it, as much as you want, depending on your share size and your risk management. All right, so let's look into this. So notice here, the first thing I'm doing is that I notice here and I'm creating my orders. Now, first thing I did was, first I realized if I short right here, once it breaks, my stop loss will be the resistance above. Okay, so from here to here, my risk is 25 cents because the risk is 25 cents. So first I create order for 25 cents, and this is what I'm doing right here. So let me just go back and the video. So here's what I'm doing. Once I realize what's my risk, I right click and then right click above and then 25 cents, create an order for 25 cents. Okay, but I'm also creating another 25-cent order, 2 orders, because I like this trade very well. So I'm going to go in double the size which I normally take. So now that I have my orders ready, now notice here my orders are on top. My orders are sitting on top right here on top. And the reason why is because the main reason is that I'm waiting for the break, but I'm keeping my orders ready. All I have to do is just drag this down once it breaks, and then my order will trigger. We'll see how it goes right here. So once I'm waiting here, so I'm gonna forward this. Okay, I'm gonna forward this. Notice here how it's still going, so I'm gonna forward a little more. And I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting now. My whole plan is if the stock breaks the trend, I'm gonna go. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm prepared. Okay, that's the number one thing, because if you're already prepared, and that's what I was talking about emotions. If you're already prepared, already know what to do, you already have your orders ready. I know how much money I'm going to lose. I know where my stop loss is, which is right above this trend break, right above this resistance line. If the stock breaks out right here, I'm gonna short. My stop loss will be here, and my target would be around somewhere right here, 1 to 2, and then 1 risk. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking, already everything in mind. So if it breaks down, so what happens is that actually it does break down because it's a great setup. And right here, notice here now, as soon as it break down, I'm waiting. My hand is actually on the order. All I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it down here where the order, where the price is, and I'm going to get filled. But I'm waiting for the confirmation. The confirmation is I want it to close below this trend line. Once it closes and confirms it's a confirmed trend break, then I'm gonna go. Okay, so as soon as it broke, I dragged it down. So let me just back down again one more time to show you. Okay, so I'm dragging down. As soon as it closed right outside the trend, I put my order. Now notice here what happened here is that my stop loss is right above, and now I'm noticing here this is looking really good, so I'm putting another order right here. Boom, another filled. So notice here I have 1600 shares filled. Okay, short at 22.35 right here, at short right here. Okay, my stop loss, since I already had calculated, if you guys don't know how to create these bracket orders, which does all the work for you, I'm done now. That's it. Now if you're, especially if you're working, this is it. Like, say that you found a good trade, you put your bracket orders, and done. You're done now. This is done. At this time, I'm just going to walk away. That's it. Now, before, I actually used to trade full time before last year, and what I realized was that I kept looking at my trades again and again, and I would actually end up making mistakes because the stock would come down and would come back up. Like, I would freak out and I would sell, and then the stock would just continue further down. So the best thing I found is to just completely walk away. Don't look at it. If you get stopped out, you get stopped out. If the stock works, you make money. Okay, because you have done all the work. Now already notice here my limit, which is my profit targets, already set, and my stop loss also set. I don't have to do anything, and at this time I just completely walk away. And this is the best thing that I have been able to do, is to just walk away. And that's the only way for me, is that I'm able to control my emotions. Because honestly, right now, seeing your P&L goes up, like, $100 up, now I feel like, oh my god, I want to take profits, I'm up 100, right? And that's something that is just, I end up either you just completely remove your P&L or you walk away. Two things, and let the trade work itself out. Now, once the stock is doing its thing, I'm actually not watching it because notice here the P&L, my P&L keeps going up and down, and if I was watching it, I would have actually taken some profit here, and then I would have messed up this trade completely. So now I'm gonna just fast forward what's happening here. Notice here I'm gonna fast forward, and the stock stays around, and the more it stays outside the trend, the better it is, because now it's completely confirmed that the stock is broken outside trend, and now it's going to continue down where it came from. And then the stock here, notice here how what it did here. Again, if I was watching this stock right now, you see how it came down right here to my target and started went up again. I honestly, like, for me, I've been noticing that if I look at it, especially when I have larger share size, especially if you have like 1600 shares short. Now for you, for some it might not be a lot, for some it would be a lot, but for me it's a decent size. And at this time I get a little emotional. Okay, that's just me. I don't know for about you guys, but if you do, let me know in the comment below. If I was watching this, I would have taken some profit right here. I would have like, let me just take some profit, let me just take some risk off, and I would have left money on the table, which I actually did. The stock actually crashed way down more, but at least I would have not stick to my profit targets. Okay, and what happened here right now, I'm just going to forward again. The stock stays here, and then eventually it will break. Okay, so first break, I get filled. half some of my shares, about 500 shares, and I still have 1,000 shares left. The stock continues to go down, and there it is. It will hit more. Here's my P&L. Just I think about maybe like $600. But again, I don't want to talk about money. I'm gonna talk about the process, because that's what matters the most. You can make $1,000, $10,000 with this strategy. Whatever works for you, whatever the risk is, whatever the risk you're okay to lose. Because before here, I already knew I was going to lose about $350. Okay, I already knew that I was going to lose $300, $400. To make 600, I should have made a lot more, honestly. But like I said, in my defense, I actually walked away, so I wasn't watching what's happening. But normally, what I do is, if I take two of my profit targets, I move these final ones a little down here, okay, because I know I'm not gonna lose money, and I'm gonna move my stop losses to my break-even point. So no matter what, I'm not gonna lose money. I made money, and then I'm gonna let the final go a lot more, and that's where the big money is made. And that's what you can do to move your final pieces a little further down, and that's where the best. But in this case, I walked away, and then when I came back, actually had already taken all the profits. So that's it, guys. Hope you guys learn something, how to actually short the stock, and how to use, if you guys don't know how to use the bracket orders, make sure I'll put the link down below on how to set these videos up. I put everything for free. All I like in return is you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye.